Let's do this.
2017 has been an absolutely fantastic year for gaming. The planets somehow aligned and a ridiculous amount of good games were released. However, there have been some low points this year. In this video, we take a look at the games that left a bad taste in our mouths. Keep in mind that they're not the worst games of the year, just the ones that disappointed us the most. Here is our top 10 disappointing games of 2017.
Focus, Mac. Gotta get through this. Find your smile.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a great multiplayer game that's been dragged down by bad business decisions. This game has so many flaws it shouldn't have. There's the much-hyped single-player mode that's a bit of a letdown. It's only 4 hours long, and the predictable story didn't blow us away.
You know we can really use someone like you. Just help me and I'll help you. It's that easy.
However, it's the horrible progression system that really made us sad. It's such a shame because the actual gameplay is so much fun. If only the developers of Star Wars Battlefront 2 found a way to escape the forced choke Electronic Arts has on them.
Your destiny is here.
Telltale recently restructured itself, firing a large part of its workforce. While we hate seeing people lose their jobs, something had to change at the developer. They took on too many projects at once and their game engine felt ancient 3 years ago. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the latest Telltale games that feels technically sloppy. The game is full of bugs and the visuals leave a lot to be desired.
What the hell is wrong with you, Gamora? You could have killed me!
It's such a shame because they did an excellent job on Tales from the Borderlands. The disappointing final episode made your previous choices feel insignificant and really soured us on the entire season. We hope Telltale gets its shit together so they can impress us again with great story-driven games. Rhyme has been high on our wish list ever since we saw the first trailer back in 2013. The gorgeous art style and interesting setting immediately piqued our interest. That's why we were so disappointed when we played the final product. While the gameplay is mostly fine, there are simply too many badly designed challenges along the way. We actually stopped playing because we couldn't finish one more brain-numbingly boring puzzle. The fact that it has a bunch of technical issues and frame rate dips didn't help either. However, the game did remind us of timeless classics like Shadow of the Colossus and Journey. With a little more polish, Rhyme could have stood among the greats.
Buckle up, people.
Ubisoft brought open-world multiplayer gameplay to the Ghost Recon series in 2017. They hyped us up with beautiful trailers for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands and were very excited. Roaming around a huge game world with a couple of your buddies seemed a lot of fun. That's why it's so disappointing that the actual game turned out to be pretty boring. The story was forgettable.
Apparently, you OD'd.
You want me to...
The driving controls were an absolute nightmare, and the missions lacked variety. There's definitely some fun to be had with Wildlands, but this is one franchise that didn't benefit from going open world. Yooka-Laylee was supposed to bring back the glory days of platforming on the Nintendo 64. The minds behind the Banjo-Kazooie games were going to put their ideas into a brand new game. However, as it turned out, they didn't have any. Yooka-Laylee is hopelessly stuck in the past with bad camera controls, lame collectibles, and a terrible checkpoint system. This game would fit right in the late 90s with its vague puzzles and confusing levels. However, time has moved on since the days of the Nintendo 64, and the excellent Super Mario Odyssey shows how platforming in 2017 should be done. The pitch for the Friday the 13th sounded great on Kickstarter. The concept of gamers working together to escape from a player who goes on a murderous rampage seems so awesome. However, like many other crowd-funded games, Friday the 13th feels unfinished. The game launched with serious server issues, making it basically unplayable for a large chunk of time. When it works, it still has many glitches and clunky game mechanics. Playing as Jason can be fun, but playing as one of the campers often just feels like a chore. This is one of those games in which you need to have the right group of players to really enjoy yourself.
Go! 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 Is everyone ready?
This always makes me feel a bit nauseated.
All right, let's go!
Agents of Mayhem is not a bad game, it's just incredibly bland. We expected a lot more from the creators of the Saints Row series. Unfortunately, they made some really questionable design choices this time round. The game lacks a multiplayer mode even though the gameplay seems built for co-op. The open world feels empty and the mission design is extremely repetitive.
Oh, the crates are empty. Gaunt must have already given these out. Are there any more in the... Oh dear, another ambush? Really, Gaunt?
The different characters do have a lot of personality, and the fact that you switch between them on the fly is interesting. However, personality can only take a broken and repetitive game so far. Developer Volition got hit by layoffs not long after the release, so we can't imagine it was a commercial success either.
We hate you, Gaunt! Can't stop! Oh, stop!
It's pretty fast. In addition to that, you want to make sure that their airway is open. Hands back, open airway, and we're going to start breathing for them to make sure...
Call us stupid, but we're always excited when David Jaffe releases a new game. The man is responsible for creating some of our favorite games like Twisted Metal and God of War. However, Drawn to Death turned out to be a steaming pile of garbage. The art style that's supposed to take you back to your high school days gets old really fast. The lame jokes and general obnoxious tone of the game make it hard to play for longer than 10 minutes. The gameplay also feels very dated, especially compared to modern shooters. The fact that it hardly has a player base, even though it was basically given away for free as a PlayStation Plus game, speaks volumes.
Not bad, Tyler, but you're still gonna lose.
I already won. You just don't know it yet.
Need for Speed Payback had a really good showing at this year's E3. This looked like the video game version of the Fast and the Furious movies we've always wanted to play. However, in reality, it turned out to be one of the worst games in the series. The story is incredibly bad, and not in that it's so bad that it's good kind of way. The characters all have the personality of a cardboard cutout of the Fast and Furious cast.
You idiots are gonna get yourselves killed without me. Guess I'm in.
Yes!
The gameplay is a mess too, thanks to a broken progression system riddled with microtransactions. On top of that, the open world feels very empty, making those long drives to the next activity extremely boring. However, The actual driving is fine, but that's about the only good thing you can say about this car wreck of a game.
Sorry for being so awesome.
Fine, I was just going easy on you.
Welcome back, Scott.
To no one's surprise, we have to go with Mass Effect Andromeda as the biggest disappointment of the year.
What happened?
BioWare effectively killed one of the best franchises of the previous generation with this bummer of a game. The facial animations were so bad that they made it hard to take the story seriously. Technical issues and lackluster writing made it feel like it missed an opportunity to bring the franchise to the next generation of consoles.
To who? To whom? And your goddamn father. Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Even though they fixed a lot of things with patches, we can't help but feel very sad about the current situation. Publisher EA has put the Mass Effect series on ice following the Andromeda disappointment, which means we won't get a new game for quite some time.
Ah, shit.
Which game disappointed you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.
God, boots are more busted than I thought.